ain't tell y'all? You tuning into the best morning show on the globe. It's Bradham and Emery in the morning, y'all. LeBron or Jordan, either one when I'm performing. Crossover, buzzer beater and I'm scoring. Bradham and Emery in the morning. Every play they on it. Every day I'm balling. Who's the coach? Who's the GOAT? Like Brady and Belichick, best show on the globe. And they embellish it. Y'all paying Ziffy, I'm Ken Griffey or maybe Mahomes. I stay in the zone, whether man to man or play in the zone. They can't stop me. Mayweather boxing, Curry with the shot, man. We just the best to be. Can we have our SP, please? This was meant to be. Every morning with Bradham and Emery.
Yes, sir. You know the vibes. Bradham in the morning. Marcus Bradham with Justin Emery, of course.
Yo, what's going on? Didn't look
Can't
anything
complain,
up.
man.
You know the rule. Didn't look anything up.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Didn't happen. Yeah, just enjoying this weather. You know, 98,000 and sunny.
See, this is my kind of weather, but not the humidity part of it.
Yeah, humidity is for the birds. But you know what you do? Weather like this, you get your behind in the pool. That's the only option. If you're going to go outside, you're in the pool. It's the only reason to be outside.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't mind, like, the 100-degree days, but when you pair that with, like, 70% humidity, I'm not proud to admit this. I played Madden for almost the entire day yesterday.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't mean like, I played for like a couple hours. Like when I mean I played like the whole day, I'm now on season 3 of my franchise that I drafted yesterday.
Let me ask you a question. Was it an air-conditioned environment?
Oh, of course.
Well, then there's no explanation needed.
Oh, of course.
You got like it's too hot to do anything outside. Like you go outside, you immediately start sweating. It's just no.
Yeah, I sat down at maybe 3:00, and then I turned around and it was like 9:30, and I was like, I should probably stop playing PlayStation right now and go eat something and get up.
Yeah.
But
let me go get nourished.
Yeah.
So yesterday, you know, things. I'm just starting to get out of my Sixers funk. I'm still funking, but I'm starting to move away from it a little bit and go through the timeline and some sad news to report. Mark Zumoff, longtime play-by-play man of 76ers, my favorite 76ers play man, had to announce his retirement yesterday, and something I think no one really saw coming. Mark Zumoff, to me, I remember him around the 95, 96, around that era. I'm old enough to remember guys before him. I actually remember Neil Funk, who I think now does Chicago Bulls games. He used to do the Sixers games. And also people know Hubie Brown did the Sixers games. He did color commentary for Sixers during my early years of Sixers basketball. But Mark Zumoff's the guy that is, to me, synonymous with Sixers basketball. He's the one I know, is the guy if you ask me, close your eyes and think of a Sixers commentator, is Mark Zumoff, hands down. The thing I loved, I think, the most about Mark Zumoff is that for most of the time that he had to do play-by-play for a team, the team was not good. But his enthusiasm, the way he would call games, you would never know. And another thing about Zumoff I thought that was really cool is that like a lot of the catchphrases he said, like a lot of the his Zoomerisms, that stuff is stuff that in the wrong hands would come across cheesy and just like, all right, but with him, it was cool. Like lock on windows and doors, yes. We're coming in for a landing. Talk to me. Like so many legendary Mark Zumoff Zoomerisms that we can think off the top of our head that just made the game that much more exciting.
So he did an interview this morning on the morning show.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked him about, how did he come up with this stuff? And he goes, I'm literally just sitting there sometimes and it just pops into my head. He's like, it's not that hard to think of something like yes. He's like, I could sit here and yell like, he made it or something, but he goes, that doesn't come across as, yes, he goes, the thing that makes me like be able to do what I am is that I am a fan. He's like, I'm an Eagles season ticket holder. He's like, I'm a Union season ticket holder. He's like,
you can tell.
He's like, I was there when the Phillies won in 80 and 08. He's like, I was a kid when they won the Stanley Cup in the 70s. He's like, I am a Sixers fan. And I was just like,
and the thing that's cool too, like you brought up Yes, which is not solely his. I mean, you go Yes, you go Marv Albert, but he made his Yes different than Mar's Yes. Like I could do a Zoom off Yes, I could do a Marv Yes, and they're going to sound completely different, which is cool. And like again, like most of the time he covered this team, they were not a great basketball team. Like Mark Zumoff did play-by-play during the process years, and you wouldn't know the difference between the process years and now. Like you would never be able to tell the difference the way he called the game. He's definitely going to be. I mean, it's an understatement saying he's going to be missed. I'm already having anxiety thinking about who the next voice is going to be. Like I feel like it's going to be like a Tom McCarthy situation where it's not the person in the seat's not bad. It's just not Harry Kalas or Mark Zumoff. Like that's kind of how I'm going to feel.
Let me ask you this, okay? In his career, it was 27 years. He had 6 different partners on the play-by-play.
Mm-hmm.
Can you name all 6 of them?
Okay, so
you don't have to do it in order. I'm not going to hold it in order. Just
Al Aldanabi, obviously.
Yes.
Eric Snow.
Okay.
What was the guy that used to always talk about the pickup truck? I played for some. He's in his Chevy. He's a Chevy Hemi, Mark. Who's that man? Okay, Steve Mix.
Okay.
The mayor, Steve Mix. That's 3. Who was that guy? It's not Mark Jackson because it's just gonna drive me crazy. I see his face in my head. I want to say Isaiah Ryder, but it's not Isaiah Ryder. This is just gonna drive me crazy. This is going crazy. When you say his name, I'm gonna flip out. I can't think of any more. Mix, Al-Nabi, Eric Snow.
Halfway.
I think I'm out. I'm drawing a blank. I can't think of any more. But I can think of one more, but I can't think of his name.
So you got Bob Salmi.
I don't remember him.
Ed Pinkney.
Okay, I do remember him.
And then here's the one that I thought you were going to get this.
This is the one, yeah.
Rose.
Malik Rose. Oh, yeah. That because Malik. I think his best 2 were Ala and Malik Rose. Those are the ones I know he liked the best. Yeah. But you could tell that based on the chemistry they had. He hated Eric Snow. I thought there were times he was going to fight Eric Snow in the air. Like there were times that I thought, and Eric Snow was he wasn't good at the job. Like he was there for a paycheck. Like it's weird too. Like Eric Snow was so likable as a player.
Don't forget, Eric Snow fell asleep on air.
This is true. Which is a remarkable feat. Like I don't even know how that even happens.
How do you fall asleep on air?
Like in the middle of the stadium. Like I don't know, like I don't want to assume, but like I'm gonna have to assume there are other influences involved for you to fall asleep at a basketball stadium in the middle of you being on the air. Like that's insane. Yeah, but like you can go through a year he did because only a year there Snow. Because it was I'm sure Mark said, yeah, I'm not gonna do this anymore with him. Because by that time he earned up the right to be like, okay, I'm good here. But you can go through and find clips of Mark Zumoff like taking shots at Eric Snow like on the air. But I don't think Eric Snow had any clue that was happening.
No clue. He was just trying to worry how quick he could get to the buffet line.
Right. But I think, I don't know how you feel about this. For me personally, if like I said, I single out Malik Rose and Al Abdenabi as the best two that worked with Zumhofe. I think Al is my favorite. I think they have the best chemistry. Because Al is kind of like a dad almost with his commentary, with his the things he says. I mean, Steve. Well, no, you know what? I'm gonna have to throw Steve Nicks into the equation because Steve Nicks was really good too.
So
they had great chemistry too.
I mean, so I kind of feel the same way about Mark Zumhofe that I do about Tom McGinnis. Tom McGinnis does the radio solo. He doesn't have a color commentator. He does. I don't feel like Mark Zumhofe needed somebody else. Like he could have done it solo. Alex,
oh no, for sure.
See, the thing is that everybody that he's like the only two that I really remember. Oh, I should say three because I remember the horrible Eric Snow, but like you said, he only did that for one season. The only two that I really remember are Malik Rose and Ala Abdenabi, and both of those guys kind of bore me. So, I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, he had great chemistry. Yeah, Ala bores me. Yeah, he bores me. I'm not saying he's bad, like he sucks at his job or anything. He bores me.
I enjoy Ala. I think you need a more like you couldn't if Tom McGinnis got a partner, he would have to be a more chill presence. You don't want two Tom McGinnis. It's just become too much. And Ala is definitely the more calm of the two.
Like I said, I'm not saying that he sucks at his job. I said he bores me.
He's not for you. That's okay.
I mean, like I don't.
Everyone's not for everybody.
I don't dislike him. You know, like he like I'm okay that he's still employed by the Sixers broadcast team in NBC Sports. That doesn't bother me. He just kind of bores me a little bit.
All right, so let's play a game. Rank the commentators. Rank the Philly commentators. Of the Mount Rushmore, but rank
like
them.
All time.
We'll see if yours matches mine.
All time.
All time.
Okay.
Now we'll do all time, and then we'll do right now.
Okay, all time. Harry Kalas is at the front of the table, with a very, very, very close behind Merrill Reese. Uncle Merrill's right there on Harry's heels. I'm going Mark Zumhofe is number 3. And who's the voice of the Flyers? I think it's
Jim Jackson.
What's that? No, not Jim Jackson.
Jim Jackson.
Not Jim Jackson.
Oh, Gene Hart?
Yeah.
Gene Hart? Okay.
That's who I'm going to go with. Only because I got to give it to someone on each, because otherwise, like, I think it's only fair to choose, since there's 4 spots, the 4 teams, because otherwise you have to start thinking, where does Chris Wheeler rank? Does he come in above does he come in above, Neil Hart? Does he come in above Mark Zumhofe?
Right.
What about Whitey? Well, what about Mike Quick?
Right.
What about, I don't know if we're doing only TV, but if we're also doing radio, where does Larry
Scott Fransky
and Scott Fransky?
Scott Fransky.
Like, where do they come in at? Where does the aforementioned Tom McGinnis come in at? So if we're just picking one from each team, those are my 4.
So I'm gonna do Harry is number 1 for me also. No explanation needed. For me, Zumhofe is second. I'm a huge Zoo guy. I actually and then 3, I'm throwing Whitey in there. I think the combination of Harry and Whitey is undefeated. And 4, I think I go Gene Hart. I'll be honest. We talked about this briefly before. I'm not a huge Merrill Reese guy.
Yeah, I know. You said that before.
I'm not a huge Merrill Reese guy. He's just never really been for me. Not huge. I obviously respect the hell out of him. The longevity
It's
is
very odd that you would say he's not for you because you don't know anything. I mean, neither do I, but you're older than I am, so that's why I say you. You don't know anything but him as the voice of the Eagles. So it's odd that as an
right. But you know what though? But like I guess for me, one of the main reasons is that like I never really listened to the Eagles on the radio. So you're right. He is the voice of the Eagles. But if you ask me, my voice of the Eagles, I'm going to say Pat Summerall, John Madden. I'm going to say Joe Buck.
Yeah, but
I know they're national guys.
Yeah, I was going to say like football voices though. They're not Eagles voices. I mean, I hear what you're saying. You assume.
Right, they're national guys, but like those are the guys I think about when I think about commentary. I don't think about my race because I never really race like that. I've listened to Merrill Reese the few times I did it out of desperation. Like I'm in the car, I don't have a TV present. I have to, like, I would never turn down the sound of the football game and turn on Merrill Reese. I'd never do that. I would now. I'll tell you right now.
I used to listen to a lot of Eagles games on the radio when I would be driving around for work. So I caught a lot of him. But I never would turn down the volume on the TV and just turn on Merrill and Mike. Mainly because I don't know if I have an FM radio around and you can't listen to them on the live stream.
Right. I'll tell you, like, this goes to show you my respect for Harry. When the Phillies when they were getting ready to win the World Series, I ran upstairs. We got the radio out to hear Harry's call. Like, we want to hear Harry call it. Like, there's been plenty of times where, now Harry does in radio, but like if and obviously a lot of people relate to this. You're down at the beach, you got to have on the beach listening to the game. I have that same lust to hear Merrill that I do for Harry. And like it's never been that way for me. Respect all of that. And anyone who's into him, God bless you. I know this makes me and puts me in the minority. I totally get it. Just not for me. Just not for me.
I mean, it also some of that also is because Harry Kalas had legendary pipes. Legend.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah. Oh yeah.
Few people have like the baritone that Harry Kalas has. I mean, a lot of people. I'm not saying you don't, but a lot of people don't realize that he also was the voice for NFL films for a long time.
And Chevrolet.
Yep, and Chevy.
Yeah. Chevrolet, America's heartbeat. Yeah, he did a lot, and rightfully so.
I also feel like that is because I mean there's a couple of reasons. Like I said, Harry had legendary pipes. Also, 162 games versus probably for the majority of the time 12 to 14 games,
right
before going to 16. Also, now I've never met either one of them, but I have always heard a whole lot more. Not that you don't hear negative, like you don't hear negative stories about Merrill Reese. Like nobody has like, oh, I met Merrill Reese and he was terrible. You never hear that, but there's like tenfold the amount of positive stories about Harry compared to everybody else.
Oh yeah, because Harry was the man of the town. Like Harry was out at the bar with a cigarette, telling stories. Like he would talk to, like, and I think him and Mark Zumoff had that in common. Because Mark Zumoff, I've heard a lot about him, like being out. Like Mark Zumoff, like Harry Kalas moved here. Mark Zumoff is here. Like Mark Zumoff was a Sixers fan. Like I think he's from Northeast Philly, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and he said all that today. He was like, if you ever see me in public, he's like, please feel free to stop me.
Yeah, and like he'll stop and have a conversation with you. Like he's that, and like even like, I mean, Mark Zumoff has been on a lot of like podcasts and stuff over the past couple of years of not big name shows. Like he's just a really good dude and a super humble dude. Like if we reached out to Mark Zumoff, we get Mark Zumoff on.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
No doubt. Like he's that guy. And Harry Kalas was that guy too, where Harry after games would go out to the bars, whatever like that, and he'd be there singing songs with the fans, talking to fans. Like he always had time. Airports, like he always took the time to talk and you know, show his appreciation to the fans. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to things like this, that's who makes these guys the fans. The love that the fans have for these commentators, that's what gives them this longevity. Like, if you get a lot of negative press, like, you know, and stuff like that, you're probably not going to have that spot. But you get to stay there because of the support of the fans. And, like, we've been, you think about it, like, we just went through the Mount Rushmore of the past. Like, we have been really fortunate in the city to have legendary play-by-play. Legendary. Like, and it's you know what? It's just, like, again, I go back to poor Tom McCarthy. Like, Tom McCarthy is a good play-by-play guy. There's nothing wrong with him. There's nothing wrong with him. He's a good play-by-play guy. He's not a bad play-by-play guy by any means. But I can never get behind him. Never. That's because of Harry Kalas.
You never want to be the person to replace a legend. Ever. You want to always
I agree.
Who replaces the person who replaced the legend.
But the guy who I wanted to replace Harry didn't want to do it. Scott Fransky was offered that job to replace him. I think Scott Fransky would have been great because Fransky in LA gave you that same Harry Whitey feel. Like it felt like Harry and Whitey.
Yeah.
And like we hadn't had that from anybody else. So we were so blessed to still have Harry and then have Fransky in LA on the radio too. And then Harry would come and do like the middle innings. But like you had that still dynamic. So they asked Fransky to do it, and Fransky didn't want to do it because he wanted to stay on the radio side. But he was my pick. I think people would have been much more receptive as Fransky was up there than McCarthy.
Yeah, I mean, McCarthy, he kind of bores me too.
I get you.
He doesn't, like you said, he's not bad, but he doesn't pull you in.
Yeah, he's not. McCarthy is very cold.
And I hate these 3-man booths that they have now.
I agree. Yeah, but I think I like Kruk. I like David. I like Ben Davis. I can do without Schmidt. I don't need him on there on Sundays. I don't need that. But McCarthy to me is just very cold. It's not like Harry made you feel like you were watching a game with your grandpa. Like Pop was breaking it down to you on the couch. That's how you felt with Harry Kalas. Where McCarthy is just like, it doesn't feel that way.
Yeah, it's when Harry would be on the radio, and I would be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna sit back, listen to this guy talk, and I'm gonna know exactly what's going on in the game." There's times where I listen to Tom McCarthy, and I don't know what is going on in the game.
Right. And he tries to do that thing, and everyone. And this is what made Harry and Whitey and Fransky and LA so special. Is it wasn't so much the commentary; it was the banter. Like you knew, like if they were in Chicago, you knew Whitey would be talking about in the 7th inning how he wants his delivery from some pizza joint. And then they delivered to him, which was awesome. You know, and they were just going back and forth, kind of like talk. They talk almost in code, but the code was entertaining. You know, and like that same thing with Fransky in LA, where like their banter was like Fransky making fun of LA's gambling habits and his drinking habits, like literally live on air. Like talking about like the last night, but doing it like in a code that wasn't like, because obviously you're on national television, you can't be too crass, and the same with the radio. But they're telling us this stuff, and if you understand what they're talking about, it's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, you can hear it now. All they do is very subtly bash how terrible the team is. Right.
Which was also something that I appreciate John Kruk's honesty, Because it is like and that has to be like for watching that team right now and the way they're I'm gonna say underperforming on a nightly basis and blowing saves left and right. Yeah, I don't want to hear it's all peaches and rainbows and sunshine. It's not. It's this sucks, and like it's okay.
Do you think that L.A. and Ricky Bottalico and John Kruk and Ben Davis, the guys like that, are more comfortable being critical openly during a broadcast or during a post game because they were all former players?
Oh, definitely. I think so. But I think it's also the Ricky Bo effect. I will say this about him is that he's brutal, man. He will rip that team apart, and rightfully so. But I think the rest of them kind of I'm going to rephrase that. I think Ben Davis follows his lead. I don't know that he'd be as vocal as he is if Bottalico didn't lead him. But I think Kruk is just John Kruk. He's going to be honest, regardless who's there. And like he has no problem saying how he feels. But Bottalico, I think, is the leader of that brigade. Because if you watch those post games with Barkan, he goes in on the Phillies.
Yeah, he does.
Like he goes in. Like he has no filter. He lets it fly. I appreciate that because I know we're talking about Mark Zumoff. We're getting now. We're going to the Phillies a little bit. It has been frustrating watching this team. But they've blown like 21 saves in a span of 3 months. I think the record is like 25. Like that's insane. Like you come from one historic bullpen stat last year to another. Like it's infuriating. And if you're like, and again, that's what was so respectful about guys like Zumoff, who can, and Harry Kalas too, because you look at Harry Kalas. I was born 1980, so the Phillies had that run of 77 to 83. But you get past that point when I start really understanding watching Phillies baseball, probably like 86, 87. Like he did 6 miserable years and he had 93. Then from 94 to 05, 06, it was nothing. They didn't make the playoffs again in 07. So he did 13 years of no playoffs. And most of those teams were terrible. Zumoff does the process years. Zumoff gets AI years, which is, the playoff years in that I think 99 to like 2005. So he has that about 6-year stretch where they made the playoffs and they were competitive. But then, you get past the AI years and like they're okay, but they're not anything special. But then he does that 12 to 17 stint of just stench. And like I can imagine, I couldn't do it. I wouldn't show up to work. Like I'm not showing up to play play for Isaiah Cannon. I'm not doing it. Tony Roden's playing, I'm not gonna be here. I can't do it. So like the respect I have for these guys the respect I have for these guys to sit throughout that dreck. Like Harry Kalas out here broadcasting for Travis Lee and Ricky Obronia. Like that's horrible. I couldn't imagine having to do that and every day, like basically trying to psych yourself up to talk about something. You know what I mean? Like what's the angle of this game? We're 37 games under 500. What is the angle of this game? Like that to me is admirable. And like you could tell when it came to Harry and when it came to Mark Zumoff, these guys just love the team so much. And I'm just so thankful to be sitting there doing that. That's what came through. Their gratitude. But you can tell people that are grateful to have their positions and have their jobs. And those guys were grateful to be there. And Mark Zumoff, that's what I'll always remember about him is his gratitude and appreciation for being a kid from the city and being able to do play-by-play for his favorite team. So, yeah, I mean, to put a bow on this, like, I'm going to miss Mark Zumoff like crazy. I'm having anxiety about who's going to be in the chair next. I know I'm probably not going to like him. Sorry to whoever's next. You're not going to be Mark Zumoff. That's all. I'm going to look at you and say you're not Mark Zumoff.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's just because it's not him. Maybe Tom McGinnis will get the call up.
I don't know. Like, I don't know if his style fits play-by-play on television. Like he's done a couple like preseason games, stuff like that. But like, I don't know if he's so used to being the one-man show and the way you have to like radio is a different animal. Like especially when it comes to basketball and hockey, especially basketball, it's just a different animal. Like, and you have to be because like when you're doing radio, you're not the pitcher, you're painting the pitcher. I got to be able to look out as I'm driving in my car or as I'm sitting in my room. I have to be able to visualize what you're saying to me.
Right.
But you don't have to do that on TV. On TV, the pitcher's already there. So you're just the background noise to the pitcher. And I don't know if Tom McGinnis' style fits that.
I mean, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I think you're on the right track that to appease the fan base, I think they would want Tom McGinnis to get that shot. And I want him to get that shot too, but I hope I'm wrong. I'm just kind of like thinking about the way he does his play-by-play. That might be too aggressive for television. But listen, if they pick Tom McGinnis, I'm not gonna be mad at it. It's a familiar voice, not so much a familiar face, but a familiar voice.
I have no idea what he looks like.
I know he's a bald guy. He's a bald. Okay. He's a fellow Baldwin like yourself.
Fair.
You and Zoo, fellow Baldwin.
Fair.
But no, he
days like today though, it makes it worth it. Days like today, it makes it worth it.
Oh yeah. 1,000%. So talking Sixers, and we talked last week about Ben Simmons, and my thing was going into the offseason for the Sixers.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the trade value and if it would be of anything. And
apparently it is.
Matt support for Dame.
Up there, I have no idea what trade you said.
Okay, let's try again. Ben Simmons.
Okay.
Maxey.
Okay.
B-ball Paul. 2 picks to Portland for Dame.
For Dame? So B-ball Paul, Matisse, and Maxey, Simmons, and 2 firsts. So I don't care about the 2 firsts. I don't care about B-ball Paul. I don't care about Ben Simmons. I would prefer not to give up Maxey and Matisse. I would prefer to give up only one of them. Now, I would actually prefer to give up Maxey, to be honest with you.
I agree. I 1,000% agree.
But
yes.
We're not far off. Like that's for that exact trade scenario, I'm going to say no. But we're not far. Like we're close enough that we can come away with a deal. Yeah.
I think that's because I'm with you. As much as I love Maxey and want to keep him forever,
but he's
more right. Maxey's the more expendable pick because I want to keep Matisse because I look at it like Matisse starts next year, so that replaces Ben Simmons' defense.
Exactly.
Like we don't have to think about that because Matisse will have that covered.
Yeah, if I'm giving up one of my elite wing defenders, I'm not giving up both of them.
Yes. I would say, okay, I would counter with everything is fine. You can have Maxey, B-ball Paul, Ben, but I would take out Matisse and put in Shake and see what they say about that.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
And see how they feel about that.
Should we give him Korkmaz too?
Well, he's a free agent, so we can't do that.
No, sign and trade.
Sign and trade for Cork? They don't want him. They don't want to do that.
No. I would do Shake, Maxey, Ben, B-ball Paul, and 2 firsts for Dame. Can we do that tomorrow?
I wish. I mean, we're not really getting clear stories of what's going on in Portland. Like there was rumors going around. This all picked up steam early in the week. Chauncey Billups was hired by Portland to be their coach, and the rumor was that Damian Lillard was not happy at all, and this was going to lead to him requesting a trade. So then people started working on kind of the trades that would make sense here. And then you got, I mean, Golden State apparently.
Then you have these idiot Portland fans. Did you hear about these idiots out there?
No, what are they doing?
So they are tagging Dame on posts, bashing him in regards to him not being on board with the coaching hire. So the Portland Blazers fan, like to the point that Dame actually commented on one of them and was like, "Oh, is this the energy you have?" Okay. So on top of everything that's going on, you have the fans going after him on social media.
And the thing is, like, Portland, bro, like you guys have what we want.
Like,
we're looking for a late game assassin.
Let me paint a picture for you real quick, all right?
Mm-hmm.
You're Damian Lillard, all right? Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to get into much more of this on Friday, but the rumor has it is he was instrumental in putting together Team USA's roster. Like, he was on the phones calling other guys on behalf of Team USA to get them to say yes.
That's a good countryman right there.
So you're Dame Lillard, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You were a good player in high school, but you weren't a crazy prospect.
Right.
You went to Weber State in Utah. People in Utah didn't know Dame Lillard played basketball in Utah. And there's nothing in Utah.
Right.
So then you get drafted, first round pick. I forget exactly what number he was drafted overall. To Portland. You are stuck in one of the 3 to 5 worst markets for a superstar in the NBA.
Correct.
But
for branding, correct.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, from exposure and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So now all of a sudden, you're the hot commodity. Now all of a sudden, you're invited to play with the good kids. You're allowed to play on court A. You're coming to play for Team USA.
Yeah.
We know where the Golden State Warriors team was created. At the Olympics with Kevin Durant and Draymond. We know where the team in Miami was created with Bosh and Wade and LeBron at the Olympics in Beijing. We know this. I'm telling you, Dame will not be on the Trailblazers, and he will have created his super team at this Olympics. For the first time, he's invited to the table, and he's got his own chair. And then when everybody else walks in, he's already sitting down. He's never had that.
Yeah.
He's never had that before in his life.
No.
They keep putting, 3s and 4s around him on his team for 9 years. 3s and 4s. Everything that I'm hearing, the official request hasn't come down yet, but it will. It will.
Yeah, and when it does, do the Sixers have enough? If that's the place, I'll tell you another interesting rumor out there is Golden State is very interested in Ben Simmons. Now, if we're talking Wiggins or we're talking Kelly Oubre Jr., I'm not picking up the phone at all. I don't want James Wiseman. No, thank you. But here's what makes this interesting. Now, if this was any other team,
is this the report that Stephen A. said?
I don't know what Stephen A. said.
So Stephen A. said that Ben Simmons, that like same thing. Golden State's extremely interested in Ben Simmons, and then he goes on and says Ben would look great playing alongside Steph, Clay, and Draymond.
Oh, he definitely would.
But I was sat there and I said, well, if you're trading Ben Simmons to Golden State and he's playing with Steph, Clay, and Draymond, who are you getting back?
Right. Well, so first of all, he
throwing stuff around now.
Look what Iguodala did out there. That would Ben Simmons go out there and do, because Iguodala and Simmons actually have a lot of parallels. And their major parallel is
that Andre did it as a free agent.
Right. No, I'm talking about here though. Here, there's major parallel between Iguodala and Simmons because they both are not the guys we wanted them to be here. And that's why ultimately they had to go, because they weren't the guy we needed them to be here. And what we were doing here didn't necessarily fit their skill set. So Iguodala ends up leaving and he winds up in Golden State, which was the perfect scenario for him. And for Ben, if he had to play with those guys, yeah, that would be the perfect scenario for him, because Ben could just run the floor, drive and kick, get his little dunks, whatever he wanted. Like, that would be perfect for him up there. Plus his defense also on top of that. Now, that being said, and this is just me talking right now, the Sixers have, if Steph Curry is going to leave the Warriors, the Sixers have the best shot in landing him. The reason why I say that is because of the connections. Little bro is here. Little bro's wife is here, which I'm sure it's a family thing. So I'm sure little bro's wife is very close to Steph's wife. They go out to dinner, whatever. They know each other, I'm sure. All the whole thing. You got father-in-law of Steph here, who father-in-law has a great relationship with Steph also. There has, and I know, and here's something I think a lot of people don't know. I didn't know this until recently, that Joel Embiid and Steph Curry are very close. They are friends. So there's a lot of ingredients there for something to happen. And listen, let's not be naive here. Do you think so? There's already been an Instagram post that Daryl Morey commented on, got fined by the NBA to come join the family.
Yeah.
So you have that.
Do you really know
you have that?
That's, I mean, there's a difference between coming and playing here. And I mean, I'm sure that Steph Curry has, a palace that he lives at in California.
Of course.
I don't know. I don't see him leaving there.
I mean, but the thing, like I said, there's a lot of components here. Like the idea to play with your little brother, make dad and mom and dad proud, go play with little brother, help little brother get a championship, to be in a city and basically have your entire family in one city. Because if they go there, and then also too, what does Del Curry do? Del Curry does play-by-play for the Charlotte Hornets. You're now a 3 hour drive. I'm sorry, you're about a 10-hour drive from dad. But private jet, you're an hour. Yeah, you're about an hour private jet from dad.
Yeah, about
dad
an hour.
Come over. Yeah, and you got the PJs out over there. Dad, you can come see dad whatever you want. So now you got the whole family on the East Coast.
Who's the one who their sister's married to somebody on the Warriors. One of Steph's teammates is married to his sister. I'm trying to remember who it is. I'm gonna look it up. Steph's sister.
But you got a lot of family components here. Like, listen, Steph's not going anywhere else.
Lee for the Golden State Warriors
is married to Steph's sister?
He's married to Steph's sister, yeah.
Okay.
So you can somehow trade for both of them. Trade for this guy Lee.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this dude. But trade for
throw him in,
him and Steph, and get the whole family over here. But Doc will block Austin from coming though. For that we know that already.
Right. Austin's not allowed here. But he'll take Steph in a minute. He's already been politicking for Steph. But listen, now am I reaching a little bit? Of course I am. However, this is not unfathomable because you say if you're Steph Curry, you say, listen, Golden State, I love you. Been a dream, and he said Steph has said on record plenty of times it is a dream to play with his little brother. He wants to play with Seth, and Seth's under contract for 2 more years here, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, it'll definitely be interesting to see. Another rumor that I heard, some local sports broadcaster in Minnesota went on air and said that he has heard from people within the organization that the Timberwolves would love to have Ben Simmons. And the reason,
thank you. They don't have anything I want.
Well, yeah, no. The key piece of what they want to move is D'Angelo Russell, and that's because they feel like Russell and Edwards are too similar and can't play together. So, D'Angelo Russell, any interest?
No, not in a little bit. He's a cat. Like at this point, D'Angelo Russell has become the guy before the guy. Like that's who he is now. He's the guy before the guy. And you never want the guy before the guy.
Hold on. Let me ask you this, okay? He averaged 19 points this year.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a point guard that averaged 19 points in the playoffs, do you think you'd still be playing?
Probably.
Does that change your answer?
No, I don't want him. I don't want. I don't want him. I mean, that's cute. That's cute putting up those numbers in Brooklyn and Minnesota. But last time he was in a big market, snitched on Nick Young, and he didn't play very well. So I don't need that. I don't need that energy.
That's fair.
I don't want it. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I don't trust it. I don't want to do business with Minnesota. I'm out. I listen. We lost last week, and if we're not talking a big fish, I'm not doing. But I'm not like there's been stuff out there because Miami's looking to move Tyler Hero, so they've been like, okay, maybe Ben to Miami, you get that Tyler Hero. I don't know about that either. And another one was San Antonio. Talk about Pop being interested, but I think that's more fabricated because of Pop's comments about Ben Simmons during the year. I don't know if that's actually him saying that.
Yeah, of course Pop's interested in him. But what does he have to give up for him? I'm sure.
I would consider DeJounte Murray. I like him. I would consider.
I'm sure there's 25 coaches who are absolutely interested in Ben Simmons.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
But it's
no doubt.
What can you move to get him?
No doubt. DeJounte Murray, like I said, I would consider that. I think he's a promising young player who's a lockdown defender, and his offense is improving every year. I would think about that, but that's kind of the only young. Like, obviously, there's plenty of young superstars in the NBA, but none of them are going to be traded for Ben Simmons. That's the only young guy I can see that has a upside that I would consider. But like I said, if it comes to Ben Simmons, if we're not getting a big fish, we're just going to have to work on this and figure it out. Because I do believe I'm confident that this was rock bottom for him. I mean, you even got Danny Green speaking freely about him on his podcast about Ben. To paraphrase, basically he said, listen, I believe Ben's a kid that if he's not forced to do it, he's not going to do it. And that's kind of what this was. Like, now he's being forced to do it because there's been whispers about him before. But most of the fan base, most wrestling where it could be. And this is the first year where all of that is in question. He's never been ridiculed like this in his entire life. And if this isn't rock bottom, I don't know what is. So my expectations are for Ben Simmons to get in the gym and to work on every aspect of his game this year and to come back a better player than he was last year. Because isn't that really the ultimate issue, right? The ultimate issue is this is the same Ben Simmons that came into the years of rookie. What really has changed? What is he doing better now from his rookie year? What is he doing better? Nothing. He's doing nothing. This is all things that we have seen from his rookie year on. So we need improvements. We need better. So I firmly believe that he knows that because, again, his stock is dwindling. It's dwindling. And if he has another situation like this, like Nike's probably going to drop him soon. If this happens next year, Nike's going to be out. If Nike's out, LeBron's out, Rich Paul's out. You know, because listen, this year Ben Simmons made the All-Star game on reputation. The way Trae Young performed in the playoffs this year, there's no way in the world he will be taking a spot from Trae Young this year if he comes out with those numbers he had during the All-Star game this year. It's not happening. You ain't keeping Trae off this team. So the idea of
All right, so we're going to move the show along a little bit because you're starting to break up a little bit there, and I don't really know what you just said, if I'm being honest with you. So we're going to move along.
I was talking about Ben's brand, his personal brand.
Yeah, it's definitely tanking. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, no, his brand is definitely tanking. So, but we went and we did a thing the other day.
A whole thing.
You can catch it on social media and everything. We did the Ben Simmons free throw challenge. So the bet last week we made on the show was that we had to do it. We had to beat Simmons 25 for 75. Okay.
Yeah.
You would have came out and said you were going to do it in 35 or less.
Okay.
I bumped that to 40 for you.
Yeah.
Had I not, I would have won.
Yes.
You knocked it down in 37.
Which I'm thoroughly disappointed in myself.
I feel like there was at least 3 to 5 that we both left hanging out there that we should have collected.
Yeah, the rim was not very friendly.
No,
I can say
we were not in a gym. We were on a playground. So we're just going to call it that. You know, is what it is. I don't want to make excuses. You know, I still should have made more shots than I did.
Yeah.
But no, it was far from picture perfect conditions, to say the least.
Yeah. I can count on just looking out loud about 7 or 8 in an ounce that if I was in a gym probably would have been buckets. But listen, still better than Ben.
Still better than Ben. Now, we posted the video on social media, tagged a ton of people in it to see if they were going to participate in the Ben Simmons challenge. And pre-show, you had mentioned that there's somebody you need to see. Can you start that over for us, because we didn't catch pretty much anything of what.
I'm gonna go ahead. We need to go head to head.
Who do you need to go head to head with?
Gotta do it.
Who?
Sean from Corner Pub.
Sean from
Sean
Corner Pub Sports. Oh man.
I want to say those people like now. I'm getting back every day now. Off shooting free throws. I'm getting it back. I'm getting my 85-90% back.
Well, I guess this is a formal challenge to Sean from Corner Pub Sports.
It is.
Is challenging
Yeah.
to a free throw shooting contest. You know, I guess let's get this organized. Let's get this planned, and let's make it happen.
I'm in.
Perfect. Well then, needless to say, Ben, it is time for you to get in the gym.
Yes.
I
agree. And again, I believe.
I mean, I hope so. I hope you're right. I hope you are right.
Whether it's too late. Too late here. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see the edited Instagram videos of him in the gym probably about a month. They're going to come out, and everybody's going to be sucked back in of him hitting 8 3-pointers from 8 different angles that none of them show it in success.
Not me.
So. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I mean, it's real bad. So we're just going to get ready, pay some bills, sign off, and we will catch you guys on Friday.
Correct.
So catch me at Just Emery Show on the Bluebird app. Follow the show everywhere at Bradham Emery Pod. 10% off beef jerky outlet, promo code Bremy. We were there last week. It was, we threw down there. I finally just finished eating everything that I got from there. And we'll be back there again in a couple weeks. BradhamEmeryShow.com. All your merchandise. Also, on Friday, I checked out the infamous Curlies, and we will be discussing that with J. Cole on Friday.
Love it.
So, as Marcus says, until next time, you can be with us, you can be against us, but you're never going to stop us. Looking for authentic Mexican food close to home? Great news. District Taco has opened its newest location in Abington, Pennsylvania, and they'd love to fiesta with you. Offering Yucatecan fish tacos, burrito mojados smothered in delicious salsa, and crispy sweet churros, District Taco has it all. Try out the newest location or check out their website, districttaco.com, and come back for more. District Taco. Always fresh, always Mexican.
Hi, I'd like to talk to you guys today about my friends at Uncle Mike's Homemade Ice Cream. USA Today selected Uncle Mike's Homemade Ice Cream as the best ice cream parlor in Pennsylvania. Uncle Mike's is a family-owned and dedicated to the production of premium quality and gourmet ice cream and sorbet, made fresh daily on the premises using the highest quality ingredients available. Uncle Mike's features over 30 unique delicious flavors offered in scoops, sundaes, shakes, and special order ice cream cakes and pies. Uncle Mike's Homemade Ice Cream is located at 537 York Road in Warminster and is open all year round. Visit Uncle Mike's and let their friendly staff serve you happiness one scoop at a time.
Justin Emery here to tell you about Beef Jerky Outlet in Langhorne. Sharon and Michael are the owners, and they have the best beef jerky around. You can never go wrong with the maple bacon, but my personal favorite is the honey barbecue turkey jerky. Turkey jerky? Yeah, I said it, turkey jerky. It's getting warmer out, which means grilling season. And what better way to top your meat than with Beef Jerky Outlet's very own sauces? Spicy chipotle, sriracha horseradish, and roasted pineapple habanero are just a few of your options to choose from. Located at 110 Lincoln Highway at the corner of Oxford Valley Road, or shipping nationwide on their website, beefjerkyoutlet.com/Langhorne. Use promo code BREMY for 10% off and say, yo, Justin sent you.
Hi, I'd like to talk to you guys about my friends at Amy's Pizza. Amy has a plethora of pizzas for your munching pleasure, especially pizzas such as Hawaiian, margarita, and taco. Taco actually being my personal favorite. And also plenty more. If it's sandwiches you desire, they've got those too. Cheesesteaks, burgers, hoagies, even gyros. Amy's offers pickup and takeout options. Also, they're available on Grubhub. Amy's located at 332 York Road in the heart of Hatboro. You can call them today at 215-957-1000. Again, that's 215-957-1000.
Every Friday, we're bringing you bits.
But it's especially hilarious to me knowing what I've seen happen in McDonald's locations over the years. Hell, what I've done in McDonald's locations over the years.
Hits.
Always winterize your pipes. I think that is such a funny...
And everything in between.
Nah,
Oh,
see, it's
God.
the opposite. You don't see it, and he was totally about eating that baby.
We are Twitty and the Brand. We're going to ruin something that you love. New episodes weekly on all your favorite podcast streamers.